Yeah.
I wanted to save it for the end because it's not like a joke thing, but I had a bunch of people message me about my wife's thing going on. So I wanted to give people a little update for Danny's benefit. She had they thought it was a tumor in her spinal cord, which is a very obviously serious thing. So we went to the Mayo Clinic up in Minnesota all of last week. And we were there getting tests done, more scans and everything. Really, really good doctors there. I'm going to cover it more deeply on the PKN. So earlier this week on PKN, if you are on the Patreon, you already got that. But basically we went there, like immediately they do scans and everything. It takes, not nearly as long there as it would at the traditional hospital. And they found out, or this really good doctor, world class, was like, this is not a tumor. It's what's called a cavernous malformation, which is where blood vessels in your spinal cord, like in the cord itself, all get bundled up and fucked up, and it causes bleeding, and that can cause tremendous amounts of damage. So, like, on one hand, it was like, I don't remember how I described it on PKN, but it was like the tumor would have been horrible news, but like a cavernous malformation is not like good, hooray. Like, it's still an incredibly serious thing. And her pain was going down for a while last week because I was like insisting like she couldn't be on her like lifting anything, doing anything. I went to my brother's wedding this past weekend. We like drove all the way from, we thought we were going to miss his wedding, and thankfully we were able to make it, but we drove all the way back from Minnesota to St. Louis, slept, and then drove straight to Kansas City for his wedding. And so my wife was on her feet a good bit those 2 days, and just being on her feet those 2 days, we got her back here, and she had like another big flare up of pain the past couple days, I guess, since PKN. Doing a little better this evening. But what initially was going to be surgery, or you take a little break and you see if the bleeding naturally, swelling goes down and gets more manageable for surgery, because you obviously don't want to go in there when it's at its worst. And what they said was, okay, in about 8 to 12 weeks, get another MRI in St. Louis and then send it to us at Mayo, and we'll analyze it, see what's up and what we recommend. But because of her pain flare-ups, again, we're moving that to maybe like a month from now instead, because it is like time is of the essence. And the thing with these bleeds is they can happen at any time for any reason. Like, you don't know. And if a bleed gets severe, it can cause things like numbness permanently, or, in a severe like paralysis, like very, very serious things. And so, yeah, we're waiting about 4 weeks or so, do that again. If we hear from the doctor, like, hey, it hasn't progressed, it's actually like getting a little smaller, that might, depending on his recommendation, that could either be an indication of, give it another month and see, or it might be, it's gone down enough that it's more easily operable and it's near the surface of the spinal cord. And so we could like cut it open, go in there and like drain out the amount of blood we could. But there's just, even if it shrinks up like teeny tiny, just it having been there and bled means there's like a 50% chance in the future it's going to bleed again. And you don't know. It could be days, weeks, months, years. You don't know when it would bleed again. Apparently, if you get the surgery, it can cut down on that risk a good bit, the future bleeds, but still nothing's for certain. So that was the real fast version update of it. I got an unbelievable amount of messages from people being really kind and supportive, which is a nice change. And and so thank you guys all. I saw people I had people reaching out to me like, hey, we're going to start a GoFundMe. And I'm like, please do not do that. Like, don't start a GoFundMe.
Dude, I've raised so much money. They just keep sending it to me.
They just keep sending it to Kyle.
I wasn't going to tell you. Well, never forget it.
Look, never mind. I named the organization the Taylor Fund. That has nothing to do with you. It's just called the Taylor Fund. It's about getting me a nice line of suits. It's for my Taylor. You fools!
That's weird. He spells his name that way.
It's dumb on the surface, but what makes bleeding so bad? Do you know? Does bleeding mean pressure? What, like, it would seem like bleeding is a way to shrink this thing.
So the bleeding, because it's in the spinal column, there's nowhere for it to go. So blood there just accumulates. And by pressure, it can like impact nerves, which causes weakness or like numbness, like neuropathy feelings, which is painful, or just like straight up like sharp stabbing pain. And it's like a cacophony of pains because it's your nerves. And so it could go from like a dull thud ache to like sharp to numbness to tingling to like just a whole range of it. And it is my understanding caused by the pressure buildup there and how and what it's doing at the time. Like it's so complicated. We still don't know everything about the spinal cord. It's really difficult.
Another surface level dumb question, but like what hurts? Is it her back that hurts where the spinal cord is, or does it like shoot down her legs? Because nerves do shit like that. It's in her back, like in a band around here is where it'll get very intense. Almost like a belt.
Like a belt. And then in addition to that, she'll get like leg pain, like shooting down both of her legs, and then like numbness, tingling in the legs, like feeling a little shaky, which is like fucking really scary to be, see my wife being like, my legs are really shaky right now. And it's like, well, like, do we need to get in the car and drive to Mayo right now? And I keep telling her that. I'm like, just 1 a.m. drop of a hat, wake me up. You got to go to Mayo. Like, get in the car. I'll drive the 7 hours. Or like last night, it was scary. She just like sat up in the middle of the night, like Taylor, like yelping in pain, and like just had to like sit up and like breathe for a couple minutes. And I'm like, do we need to go somewhere? Do we need to do anything? And she's like, no. It's starting to subside a little bit, but it woke me up. It was so intense. And it was.
Does she have any painkillers?
Painkillers don't work as well on these nerve pains. Like you need to really dope yourself up with a lot of it. And
I accept your term.
We haven't.
You're speaking my language.
Yeah, she doesn't want to use them really. She doesn't really like
ideal,
them.
Perfect.
But not for her.
I can pop
get them though, right?
We're really asking about for the Colorado trip.
Yeah.
a few vials of morphine, and like I can handle the injection myself.
Like pain pill. Would these go good with a Chardonnay?
Either good or bad. You can go either way with it. But yeah, a lot of those opiate pills don't work.
That's
as well
what I should have asked for. I'm so dumb. I should have asked for fucking codeine syrup, my favorite drug. I could have been high all week.
Damn it. Go back. Go to a different doctor.
That's literally drug seeking.
Maybe that's not a good call.
Yeah, but no, codeine fucking syrup is like my favorite fucking drug. That shit is so fucking good. So fucking good.
And you could have had it. You could be high right now.
I wish he'd given me some Tylenol 3. I should have asked for painkillers. I should have been like, the pain is just unbearable. Mm-hmm. I can't get this. It is really bad. Like
that, dude.
It would make you fail a drug test.
Yeah, but you just you're like, because I got these. You got your name on a prescription. You can have whatever the fuck you want, except for marijuana, which is, there's medical marijuana here. That's a weird one. But no, like once I was getting tested and this chick had popped for opiates, and she's like, but I got a prescription. And like, do you have it with you? No. Well, we have a problem then, don't we? And oh shit, you're in trouble. Get me.
Yeah, Lanky Jerry gave it to me. He has a prescription.
Yeah, if she really has one, it might be a solvable problem.
Yeah, probably so. But yeah, if I get prescribed, an opiate, then I just tell them no, I'm on an opiate. It is the same thing. Like I could do Adderall if I wanted to. I have a script for that, but I don't because I don't want to go through the whole thing of like always testing positive for amphetamines.
Oh. Well, thank you for the update, Taylor. Thank you for taking my questions.
You guys man. Wish you the best. Danny, thank you so much for coming on. Always good
Always
guest.
A star.
Hey, man.
If I hadn't been so sick this week, I would have arranged for Finster to come on with you because I think that would have been really funny to pair you two together. Finster is a cross-dressing Twitch streamer who is like makes a really passable, pretty girl.
But not voice. He doesn't.
But when he opens his mouth, it's like, ho, ho, ho. Okay.
Yeah.
He's a straight guy who looks like a hot chick.
Really hot.
Okay.
And his voice is normal. And it would have been fun to have you guys on together.
We'll do it another time. It'll be fun.
Well, maybe I'll put him in a vlog. I'll let him peg me. Is this the guy?
There you go.
Yeah.
Because it's not gay.
I don't think
that's not
that.
Oh, he's got a real cock.
But I think he wants to put it in girls. I think he has a girlfriend. I'm not sure.
You've seen mine, unfortunately. But yeah, guys, I'm fucking psyched to be on here. I think it's almost my 2-year anniversary since I first came on. That was like November 2019, October 2019.
Time been flies, man.
I know, man. It's been great times. Glad no audio malfunctions this time. It was fucking fun, man. Anytime.
I went downstairs. My wife's like, how's it going? I'm like, really, really good.
So check out Danny's channel. below. Go give him a watch.
Yeah, if you like PKA, you'll probably like his stuff.
It's always some fucked up shit.
It is, yeah.
I'm about lining fatties up and executing them in the street. like there's got to be some kind of a pun where you turn Schindler's List into something about fat people. I'll work on it. Give us some time.
That'll be our homework.
I can already see it though, dude.
No, now I'm going to force it if I try it.
Yeah, I'm trying to work Schindler into something caloric. I don't have it.
Yeah.
All right, PKA 560.